The problem that my child had was at Marion's birthday party, a serving of cookies is 1.4 cookies. After the party, there are 6.2 servings left. How many cookies are left? So as you can see, my child wanted to know how many 1.4 equaled 6.3. She knew here that 1.4 equaled one serving or one cookie, and she knew that 6.2 servings were left. She did a really good job of representing that one whole was 10 pieces, which is what she says down here. 10 equals a whole piece. And that 0.4 was represented from that 10. And she did a really good job of showing here that this is 1.4 and this is 6.2. She first started off by asking herself how many 1.4 goes into a whole number. So here you can see she's trying to figure out by adding how many of these 1.4s she can add together to get a whole number, or to get 6. So she realizes that 4 of these 1.4 added 4 times together equals 5.6, which is what she has up here. And then she added 1.4 5 times and got 8 cookies. And then over here added 3 and got 4.2. So here she's just trying to figure out how many of these can add into a whole number. Then what she didn't do though in that last problem was she didn't ever add 1.4 6 times. So I think in this problem here she should have added it 6 times maybe, so that she would have gotten 8.4, which we will see that she does later on in her work. Here she tries to draw it out in a different way and shows again her adding 1.4 a couple times here and just how the numbers increase. And this is here where you see how she actually does eventually get 8.4 when drawing this out this way. Then she tried to figure out how many tenths are in a 1/4, or how many 1/4 are in 10. So she split a graph into 10 pieces and showed here that she found out that there was 2.5 in each fourth, because that equals 10. So here you can see that she has 2.5 as her answer, 2.5. And so you can see that she has it broken up into fourths, and then down here she broke it up in the fourths into tenths, and came up with 2.5 pieces in each fourth. Okay. Then she decided to use fraction strips to see what 2/10 of 1/4 was, or 1.4. The drawings aren't very clear, but down here she has showing that 1/4, she said that 2.5 of the 10 equals 1/25. So the drawing doesn't really show it very well, but she has down here saying that 1/25 is what equals 2.5. Okay, and then she does a little bit better of a drawing in this one, showing that she started to divide the 25, or the 1/25, and also show it in hundredths. Okay, so over here is where she figures out that we have 1/25 the 2.5 is, so there's 1/25th, and then there's another 25th, and that together divided into hundredths equals 0.8, or 0.08, so 8 hundredths. So here we now see that her concluding work is showing that 2/25 is equal to 8 hundredths. So then she changes this to a decimal so she can add it all together. So we know that she found out that there was 8.4, and then she adds the 0.8 with the 0.2 that we found, or with the 0.2 from the 6, and she ends up getting 8.68 cookies, which she shows here in her problem solving. Okay. She says this is the amount that I want to add to 2/10 of 1, the whole. So here you can see this is where she gets the 0.2. She added 2/10 to the 2/25 and ended up equaling 0.2. So then when we add everything together, the 8.4 plus the 0.2 equals 8.6. And then she adds on the 0.08 and ends up getting 8.6 cookies. So here she states 8.4 cookies plus 2/10 cookies equals 8.6 cookies. 8.6 cookies plus 2/25 of a cookie. So that is how she came up with the answer. If I were to relate with her standard and how she solved this problem, another way that I would show the student of how to solve this problem would be doing it this way, where you multiply 1.4 times 6.2, and this also gives you 8.86 as the answer. Or, because in her work we can see that she uses fractions a lot, you can also do a ratio and show proportion, and this way you can also figure out the answer to this problem. So either one of these ways would be great ways of solving this problem.